Hi creator, good morning. Today we're going to do some chalking. Perfect day for crafting and creating on this snowstorm we're getting in the Midwest, especially here in Omaha and into Iowa, where I think I'm going to have a little bit more snow and ice than we are here in the Omaha area. So anyway, I am still working on my Valentine theme that I'm doing for my fireplace. I only have 2 pieces done so far. And let me just check to make sure you can see me okay on the camera. Yeah, I had to mess with the camera like a zillion times to make sure you could see me and the chalking and keep it in a horizontal. So looks pretty good. This is the pig. This is kind of what started it all. I just thought it'd be cute to do a pig sprinkled with love, and then I decided to do more pieces to coordinate with it to make a display, a little vignette on my fireplace mantle. So I need to be getting it done because, you know, the days are ticking. It's less than a month now to Valentine's Day. So hope to wrap it up here. We have this piece, and this is a canvas. This is on Couture's, go back to this, Couture's board and pedestal. Super cute. They can set horizontal or vertical. So I love those. And we add some cute little ribbon to it. And then I did this canvas piece. Let me just see who all's on. I'm going to flip my iPad so I can see the comments. Hopefully. Okay, say hello if you're watching. I'd love to talk to you. Okay, so this is just a canvas that I chalked on the word love with the L, the V, and the E from the transfer relax and chill. So we used the word relax, the L and the E, and then the A we did upside down and didn't put the crossbar in. And then for the O, I just cut out some scrapbook paper. And this kind of set the theme of the colors I'm using in our chalk paste, which is candy apple, poppy, guava, peachy, and this is peony. So I don't know if you probably can't see the colors. Let's see if I can scooch this down a little bit. All right, so then I antiqued this with some stained wax and some ink stamp in a darker color, just to age that and make it look a little worn and dirty. Because now I'm going with the vintage Valentine barnyard theme. So there's a couple large pieces I need to set up on my mantle. And I had this church window, and I thought it'd be cute to give it some height. And then I remembered that I love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. So we're going to do that one today. And then I'm going to be hanging a little garland with some little pom-poms or hearts or something. I haven't made that yet. So if we have time, I might show you how to make some little mini pom-poms to string on some jute. We'll do that. Say hello. Hi, I like your workspace. Well, this really isn't my new workspace. When I do big pieces, I come out here to our bar area in our family room because it has a big countertop. So when I work on really large pieces, I come out here, or the large transfers. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I would love to be here all the time, but it would be a mess out here in the family room. So, which it is a lot anyway, because I do a lot of big pieces. Another thing I'm going to incorporate is this old window. And I think on this piece, I'm going to do just a pattern, probably one of our plaids, either the buffalo or the mini buffalo or just the woven plaid. And I'm just going to do a plaid on it, and I'd like to find a little wreath or something, a little heart wreath to hang in here, make it or buy it. So that's kind of my vision so far. And we'll see how far we get. Today I hope to get these 2 pieces done at least and start arranging on the fireplace. So I did not prep this board. This I got from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. I don't know if they even still sell these anymore, but It's been sitting in my room for a while. So ready to chalk. I'm gonna do different colors for different words, and we'll do a paste and peel. So we're gonna paste an area or a color and then peel it back so that the paste doesn't dry in the silk screen. And because if it dries in the silk screen, it stays in the silk screen and it won't stay on your board. So this is called paste and peel. We'll get started. Let me see if I have any questions. Happy birthday to my daughter. Yes, she's 26 today. Yep. Hi, Amy. I wish I had that transfer. Yeah, it's an old transfer. It's really cute though. Hi, Vicky and Ann, Kathy. Good. Okay, so I'm just going to randomly pick some colors. Oh, when we get done with this, to bring it more into the barnyard, I'm going to frame it. I'm going to put some of this around here if I can get a good image of it. Around, this is looks like a chicken wire fence, and that's from a retired transfer also. So it's amazing how you know, go back and use your retired transfers. I love mixing them in with other designs, but this was a really popular one called Farmhouse. It has some farm animals in it, and it has a windmill top to it. It's really cool. So that also is probably wanting to be searched out a lot. So hi, Joanne. How are you? Hi, Darcy. My hair? Oh my gosh. I didn't even wash it today. I said wash. I hate that when I say wash. I get that from my mother. She puts the R in it, and I try to catch myself. Wash. I didn't even wash my hair today. Oh gosh. That you think I was really from the South, but just from Southern Iowa. And we still pick up the R. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna take a little mini squeegee, and we'll just start randomly putting these colors in. We'll see what happens. We'll start with some guava. I don't have any rhyme or reason. I'm just gonna do it. It won't really matter. It'll look cute. So we'll do the I love you. And we'll try to get the U in before we peel back. I kind of wished I had some white ready, so I might need to do that. Okay, I'm just going to peel back to where we got the chalk in. Okay, looks good. Did miss a little area right there. Grab it just a little bit. Okay. This kind of sounds like it's like a sleeting snow out there here. I think we might get more ice than snow here in Omaha. I need to prep. I'm going to use almond because I kind of want this to look, you know, old and yellow like this. So that color looks really good instead of using white. Because I'm not going to wax over this with any stained wax because I want to be able to wash this off, and reuse this. So I'm not going to seal this design in because I want to reuse it. So I'm going to put these dots in this here. And the almond color. Got a little red in it, which is okay. Might look kind of cool. And we'll do pink on the heart, or something pink. Which is actually peony. The other day I was getting peony and poppy all mixed up. Well, and there was another P word. Peachy. All these P names for paste. Okay, so we're just going to bring it down again. Release this off of the transfer. And next, do a bushel and this heart. So, kind of can come back to the almond. And then might bring this color or peachy right in here for this heart. I did cut this transfer in half a while back, so once we get this half done, we can totally remove this part of the transfer. So we get a little bit of our chalk paste on our squeegee. As you can see, a little bit goes a long ways. Let's see. Yeah, Avery's birthday, my daughter. I was trying to remember what her birth was like. Let's see. It was cold and snowy. We lived in Parkersburg, Iowa at the time, and she was born in Waterloo. And my first child was C-section, so we did a vaginal delivery with Avery, which wasn't that popular back then, and I don't think they even like you doing them now. So she was a VBAC, they called them, and I ended up getting an epidural, and yeah, she was born, and it was snowed while I was in the hospital, and there was a lot of snow when we came home. I remember that. My mom says it's the same way. Oh, the washing, or I don't know what you're talking about. I forget. Almost 40 in southern Ohio. Wow. And you have almost no, you consider yourself lucky. We don't have a lot of snow here either. But they do in other parts of Iowa. They do, but. All right, let's do some of this. I don't think I've used this one. Peachy. We'll do the heart and peachy. So I know a lot of people are staying home today, or the schools are canceled. They already canceled them last night in anticipation of the snow and ice. So kids are home playing, and we need to be home crafting. All right, I'm gonna peel that one back too. Okay, it's looking cute. I don't know if you can see it. Now back to here, bring some red in maybe, and back to this darker color. We'll do red there. Where's my red? Clear up here. Chalking's fun to do with all the different colors, but you definitely can just do the black and white thing if that's your jam. You know, a lot of people like the farmhouse black and white. So get you a jar of white paste and go to town. Super easy to do. Okay, now back to the white dots down here, but we'll do this in the guava. Yep, I think that's what it is. All right, where's my guava? Squeegee. Hi Diana, hi Sue. Great crafting day today. Even if you're not a chalker, do some kind of craft. All right. Smooth it all across. We always take our excess and put it back in our jar so we don't waste it. And let's do this dots real quick. And now we can remove this whole section of the transfer. All right. And I should have got me a cup of water, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna get this wet. I have a little sink back here. And we'll do the next half. Okay, so we can bring back some of this lighter tones. And I'll just keep working here. Yeah, so the great thing about chalk paste is you can wash it all off, especially on a chalkboard or something that won't absorb in the pigments. So like paint, like a painted board might take in the color if you didn't seal it really well. So, but it's so fun to work on glass or anything that you can wash off. Super fun. Then you can just redo it for another season. Okay, we got that peeled off. Make sure this is pressed down again. All right, let's go back to red, I think. Maybe we'll do the poppy. We haven't done poppy. My poppy's kind of clumpy. That sounds funny. Oh gosh. Poppy's kind of a reddish peachy color. It's kind of a fun color. Peel that one back. Need to make sure we get this D laying back down. Nice. And now I kind of want to go back to the almond color. Around. The little chicken fence that we're going to do around the border, I'm going to do in the metallic. I think I'll mix gold and silver so it doesn't look like a brand new shiny fence. Even it'll be shiny, but it'll have some of that pseudo rust on it. Because you know, it is Valentine's Day, so you gotta have a little sparkle. Do this in red. You guys celebrate much for Valentine's Day? Hi, Sue. We don't ever really. Seems like it. Guess it just depends on what's going on. Like a snowstorm. I honestly don't remember from year to year. And should we do peachy? So yeah, this is called paste and peel. We're going to paste and peel as we go. So the chalk paste, which is what this all is, does not stick in our silk screens, because as it dries, it would stick in it. So we just paste and peel. And last word, around the neck. Let's take a look here. Probably should go back to this pink. I think I only used it a couple times. So. Which was called Peony, I believe. So where you're seeing the black, that's actually silk screen. And our transfers are reusable. I've done this many times with this one. And we just washed them, and store them and keep them for another time. All right. Done. Get it wet, put it back here. So I'm gonna let this dry. I didn't bring out my hair dryer. Hi Marguerite. Hi Sue. Another Sue, we have two Sues. Okay, so we get done with this. I'm gonna let this dry and then we'll work on our fence. I'm gonna put it around the border. So it kind of gives it that barn theme, even though it's on a church window. So you can see these three pieces working together. Okay, and I thought it would be fun to do some little mini pom-poms for the garland we're gonna make. Let me just set the lids on all of these so they don't dry out. The next chalking thing I'll do is the window, and if you want to watch me do that, I'll stay on live, but if it gets kind of boring to you, you don't have to watch, I guess. Okay, I'm just putting the lids over all the paste. And while that's drying, let's do some little mini pom-poms. Paste on my finger. I see any more questions. Good morning, Olga. Hi, Robin. I forgot to seal them so I don't wipe off my designs. We made at Susan's. Hey Robin, I forgot how to seal them. Well, you don't have to seal your chalk designs. You don't have to, because once your chalk dries, I didn't seal this, for instance. I mean, it's not going to come off unless you would actually scratch or scrape it with something. And even if I sprayed this with water, I could probably pat it dry and it won't even smear it. You have to let that water soak a while and then rub it off. So it'll stay on pretty well. If you want to seal it, I mean, I seal all my pieces that I sell just for added protection. But, and a lot of times I seal them with that Min Wax, finishing wax paste. It's by Min Wax. It comes in a natural and it comes in a dark stain color. So a lot of times I'll use the dark stain if I don't care that I'm not gonna wash it off again. But like this is permanent, this is on canvas. And sometimes I'll put the wax on it, the stained wax especially, to not only seal it, but to stain it and give it a kind of a dirty vintage look. So that's why I use the stained wax. And a lot of my pieces, I put the stained wax. I probably use it more than the natural. But like I said, you don't have to seal it. Like especially if it's on a board that, you know, you do not want to seal it if it's on a board that you want to wash off and redo. But this, I thought, well, I don't need to seal this. Nothing's going to bother it just sitting up on my mantle. And even if I stored it, you can always just wrap it with tissue after Valentine's Day and save it. But the great thing about these boards from Couture, they are designed to be reused. So wash it off and recreate, and you can put it vertical or horizontal, and they're perfect. The material is made that you can wash it off with ease, and that's what's awesome about our products. But even this big chalkboard from that I just did with the bushel in the pack, I will be able to wash that off easily because it's kind of similar surface to that. If it was painted black, anything that's painted might take in your dye more, and you might leave a ghost image. So if it's something painted and you think you might want to redo it, you can always apply your wax. Another reason to use wax, your wax paste, apply it on there first and then do your chalking. And then that allows, having that wax layer in there allows that chalk paste not to get absorbed, and it can wash it off easier. So it's kind of, you just kind of have to mess with products and see what works best. But generally on a painted surface, it's something I'm making for a permanent design that I'm going to resell. So I don't worry about having to wash them off. Another reason to wax ahead of time on surfaces, other than Couture's chalkboards, they're called boutique boards. They're designed to be washed off. But if it's a painted surface, wax ahead of time if you think you're going to redo, or if you're not very experienced chalker and maybe you're kind of sloppy and you might paste off the edge of the transfer. If it's wax, if that wax layer is in there first, then maybe you'll be able to clean that up without, leaving a stain on your paint if it has that wax on it, if that all makes sense. Another reason to wax a surface first is that when our transfers are super, super sticky, they really want to stick to surfaces like paint or even glass, and then it might damage your transfer if it's super stuck to it. So you want to put that wax on there, and that is a surface that allows that adhesive to come off easier. So it's kind of confusing, but not really once you start working with it. But if you are not planning on washing it off, then you really don't need to wax unless it's a flat paint, something like that, because the transfer will stick to it. If your transfer is super sticky, it's going to be hard for your transfer to come off, and that will stretch out your transfer because it's a silk screen fabric, so you can actually stretch it out. So I don't want to sound confusing, but it's best to start with, if you're just starting chalking, start with a nice boutique board from Couture, because they're easy to work with, and then you can start working with other things. So mini pom-poms. I just want to make a cute little garland, little mini pom-poms here. Maybe we'll do some tags, something like this to hang on it. We have little black tags. These are the ones I sampled up for my reg class, but we put a little garland here and maybe some tags and pom-poms, or some of our, I have cut strips of fabric that we can use. So haven't quite decided what I'm going to put on my garland, but I do want to make a few little mini pom-poms. I so wish I had yarn in the color of like the guava color, but I don't. I have these. So we might just stick with like a pink and red pom-pom, or pink and white, red and white. Let's do red and white. I think that'd be cute. And we can do 2 colors at a time. So I kind of showed in one of my lives how to make, I didn't bring any out here, a pom-pom it's a little bit bigger, but I'm going to try to just do some little short ones, so little mini pom-poms. So you need a strip of ribbon to tie it all off. And when I was doing a bigger one, I was using all 4 fingers. And I'd put my ribbon in here. This is to tie off your pom-pom. But I'm going to use just, I think, 2, 3, maybe 3 fingers. I'm going to take off my ring because it gets caught on it. So I was placing my string in there, okay? Like that. And then take your 2 strands. This is for a 2-colored pom-pom. If you want to just do 1 color, then you just use 1. Okay? And you just start wrapping it. And I don't want it to be too big, so maybe about like that. We'll just experiment. Okay, so I trimmed it off. Now I'm taking this and we're going to tie it in the center of our loops, okay? So I brought it around. It was back in here and I brought it around to the middle. So this is the string that was between my fingers. I'm gonna make sure you can see that. Okay, see it there? And then I'm just going to bring it around the back and we're going to tie it right there. But I'm going to take it off my fingers, lay it down. Now here's a cool thing I learned. So you kind of want to make sure your yarn is centered in the middle of all of your loops there. And you want to take your, like you're going to tie your shoe, you take your first swing around like that, and then you do it again. And that holds your knot in place instead of having to put your finger on it. Okay, so then you're tying it. You got it tied around and you're just gonna draw it in really tight like that. And you see how wrapping that first loop around twice, it holds it in. And then when you got it as tight as you can get, then you knot it. Tie it again and knot it. And now you hold on to that string that you just knotted around and you got to cut these loops. So start putting your finger or your scissors in and cut the loops. Okay, and then you got, right now you got a really messy pom-pom. But I'm not going to do the circle thing, which you would have seen in my other video, to make it perfectly round. I'm just going to trim these up because I don't really care if it's kind of a sloppy pom-pom on my barn theme. Just shake it and you can just give it a haircut. This is something you don't want to do around your open paste bottles or any paste chalking that you just did, because it makes a lot of fuzz. Okay, so super cute. See it? Little pom-pom. If you tie that on some jute across there, probably need about 3 maybe, because we'll probably put some rag ribbon on it. Let's do some pink ones, because I haven't decided what color I'm going to do. I think I'm going to want pink now that I see it. So I'm going to cut me a string, put in my fingers, like that. Steve is watching again. Okay, so get your yarn out. We got to do pink and the off-white now. So I'm just going to do the 3 fingers this time because we're just making a little mini pom-pom. And just wrap around to as full as you think you might want it. Good. Cut those off and take your string that you have between your fingers and bring it around the back. So you have it in the back and you have it in the front, and this is where you tie it. So lay it down, loop once like you're tying your shoe, the first tie, and then loop it around again and then cinch it up. Really tight, and then give it one more time to knot it. Now you hold on to those strings and we're going to cut our loops. I learned this by just watching some YouTube channels. Yeah, and just kind of took it from there. So we're just cutting the loops. Gotta make sure you get them all. And then just start trimming it. And you know how I like to do messy bows? These are like messy pom-poms, but that turned out cute. So I think Maybe I'll do both. It's a cute little pom-pom. So we'll add those to our garland. And then I'll show you how to make a garland real quick. A short one. So I'm just using my jute, natural jute twine. And then I have, I think, 5 different fabric strips. I buy 1/4 of a yard of fabric, and I get them all coordinating piece fabrics. You want some, I like to do a plaid of some kind, you know, a floral, and then some geometrics, and then kind of more of a solid color. This one is white, but it's got some shiny polka dots on it. So that's really cute. So just kind of figure out how you want them to lay, and they'll repeat. Okay, and then you want to take your string and you want to leave plenty of room on the end. So start out and always knot everything, every strip the same way. So back to the fabric. I bought 1/4 a yard of fabric, which is 9 inches, okay? Which is exactly this, the 9 inches. And then I cut each strip 1 inch wide. So I use the rotor cutter in the mat, so it's really pretty easy to do, and I'll do several layers at a time. So you take your 1/4 of a yard of fabric, fold it over a couple times, maybe once, or put it in thirds, and then put it on my cutting mat and use my rotary blade at the inch mark, and then you'll have all your strips. So if you don't have a, man, this thing is ancient. I got this shortly after Blair was born, so she's gonna be 31. So this is going on 30 years old, this mat rotary blade. I think I'm gonna get a new one of these days, but you know, there's several years and years I didn't even use it. But so you're gonna lay your fabric across there, line it up, and then cut every inch with the rotary blade. I'm sure most of you crafters know what that's all about. So you got your 1 inch, 9 inch strips, 1 by 9s, and then I have it pattern side down, and I have my jute across here, and then just make sure you knot it, or you don't have to knot it, you just tie it once. So just make sure that it's always tied the same way. And then I always try to make pattern, like turn this one and make it pattern side up. If you happen to get a fabric that it's the same on both sides, like some of these, that's actually it's kind of the same on both sides, but it's more brighter on the printed side. So put the print side down, and then just make sure it's tied the same way every time. And then I always try to get the print sides up on my tails here, and then just pull it tight. And then you can put it as close together as you want, depending on how thick you want your garland to be. My Christmas one, I did them pretty right close together, and it was really thick. And I used all the full 1/4 yard of probably five different fabrics, and that garland ended up being probably at least 10 feet long. So you can get out of 5 different fabrics, 1/4 of a yard of each, you can get a really long garland, and that's putting your knots really close together. So here I'm going to try to leave maybe almost an inch apart, just to see what that looks like. And so put print side down, and then just, like I said, knot them the same way every time. And then just place them in place. This is a great thing to do while you're watching TV. Just go to town. So I'm going to just do one of each here. Okay, you can see how it's starting. It's going to look really cute. And then, let's say you tie down a pom-pom. And you got your tails there from tying the knot around your pom-pom, so just use it. And I'm using a knot. And I didn't pull it super tight so I can slide it where I want it to be on my garland, okay? Or you can also, if you want it to hang down, you could, leave it knotted up here so it's hanging down. But I'm gonna put it up close to the string. So it looks like that. Let's do one more row of fabric. And then I would trim these off to the same length as your pom-pom. And then it'll just kind of blend in. So let's do one more. We need the white. One more thing here. Hi, Sherry, Deb, Steve. Good deal. Everyone staying in today, I hope. We got the white, and we need the check. So I'm having a Valentine red garland class next Saturday, not tomorrow, but next Saturday. Hopefully we'll get some people signed up. I just opened it up for registration like yesterday, so they'll probably end up making one about, depending on how far apart they spread their knots, it'll probably be about 4 to 6 feet. And what's next? Pink. Twist these knots so you can see them. This pink has little arrows on it. It's really cute. And then when we get this done, we'll bring back up our chalkboard that we just did, and we'll put the chicken wire around it via silk screen transfer. And our hearts. This one's a little bit thicker, so I was making sure I only had one piece. Okay, and then one for kicks and giggles, we'll tie on this pink pom-pom. Maybe I'll make them and alternate them color-wise. Do like 5 of one color and 2 of another. So you get the idea and how cute that'll be. I don't know if you can see this, if it might be too tall. It's gonna be cute hanging up here. You see it? Once we get it up on the mantle, I mean, I'll tie this on and then hopefully you can see that. I think you can. It's gonna be cute. So maybe I only need some more strips, and then maybe one more pom-pom. I could do another pink and white one, put it on this end. Or I can make it longer and then have it like wrap around this and hang it down on the side. So yeah, that'll be cute. All right, so you get the idea where I'm going. And let's put the yarn away and go back to chalking the rest of the sign. I might tie one of these on there too, a couple of these tags on it. Let me get rid of the yarn. I bought some green yarn for St. Patty's Day, so we'll probably do another garland for St. Patty's Day. We can use that with the off-white. I never really decorate for St. Patty's Day, but I think it would be fun. Okay, now come back to this. This is all dry now. See? And let's do this. So I kind of want to just, put it on there, see what it looks like. This I've used a lot also, so I don't have to worry about it being needing to be what we call fuzzing on the back of our transfers. Sometimes they're so sticky that you worry about stretching them out if they are sticking to your board. So we put fuzz on the back just by placing it on a towel or even on your pant leg or your shirt, just so that it's not so sticky, especially when they're brand new, that they want to stretch out when you pull them up. So I'm just going to lay the edge of the transfer along the edge of the sign there. And I don't really want it to come up over my already chalked words, so I need to be careful of that. So I'm probably just going to take it up right up to this point and make it look just kind of open. So I'm going to do that in silver and gold, I said. Grab my gold. I'm just going to, mostly silver, I'm just going to blotch a little gold in there just to give it some texture, like it's an older chicken wire, even though it's in shimmer gold and shimmer silver. So I'm just going to take, like I said, a little bit of gold here and there. Just to give it some dimension. Okay. And then I'm going to put silver on my little squeegee, which has an angle. So you want to apply your paste to the angle side of your squeegee. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it in that gold. The shimmer pastes are always thicker than our regular paste, so they just work a little bit differently. They're not as runny, but you can just smear it over the silk screen just like the other paste. What it looks like. It's pretty cool. I like it. I might just do the top and the bottom. So I'm going to just put it right back up here without even washing it. And you kind of just smooth it out with the squeegee here. You don't want any air pockets in your silk screen. Okay, same idea. Just put some gold in some of the places. Back to the silver. We'll see what it looks like. Okay. Let's do this one. It's pretty cute. Put some water on it. Lay that in the sink. That's cute. Totally gives it a different feel now. Hope you can see it up close. Let me hold it up here. You can see that the brown areas done with the gold, so it looks more like an older chicken wire, which also ties in the frame really well. Hopefully you can see it. I think that's gonna look cute with our farm theme Valentine. Let me know what you think. And then we'll do our window. Hi, Karen. I'm glad you like it. I think it's gonna look all cute together. You can see these pieces. And we tie them all together up on the mantle. Get our garland finished. The next thing I gotta do is that window down there. So we'll do that. It's just gonna be in a plaid. Do you seal? Olga, do you seal with wax or spray? I'm not going to seal these because I'm gonna wash them off. You only want to seal your projects if you want it to be permanent and you really want that extra protection on it. But you know, when they're dry, they're not gonna, I mean, people could come up and touch this and that's not gonna bother it. So, and I wanna be able to wash this off and recreate another design on it. So I am not gonna seal it. When I do seal, I use Minwax finishing wax paste. It comes in a little, I didn't bring any out, it comes in a little jar. You'll see me use it in a lot of my videos, unless it's something for outdoor, and then I use a spray, outdoor poly spray sealer. Especially, which I don't do much for outdoor except for porch boards. Thanks you, it is cute. I can't wait to get them all hung up on the mantle with the pig and this, and then we do the window. If you want to watch me, I'm gonna just do that now. Glass, doing on glass can be kind of tricky because your transfers really want to stick to glass because it's such a hard, non-porous surface. But this old window, and I'm just gonna do it in a plaid. And I don't even care if it comes out perfect. I want it to look worn and vintage. The stone on my fireplace is that kind of an off-white stone. So if I do an open plaid, that cream color of this stone is going to come through. So I want it to be more of a darker color. So I'm probably going to go with, I would do it in the poppy, but my poppy's kind of lumpy. So I don't know how much I will get on a big surface. So I might go with the candy apple red. That way I'll have good contrast with the frame and then the white stone on the background of the wall of my fireplace. So I'm gonna lean this up on the mantle and then lean that up too. I'll probably kind of layer them and then layer these pieces. And then I'm gonna try to hang a little wreath in the middle of this plaid that I'm gonna put on there. I hope to find a little Valentine wreath or make one, and we'll see how that comes out. I'm not gonna go out and about today to go find something with it being the crappy weather that it is. But we'll put the plaid on and then we'll see what happens. So let me go grab my plaid transfer. I actually brought all of my, I mean, it'd be cute to do this woven one, except we're gonna have to do them a couple times because it's so big. So I have the woven plaid, polka dot, the mini plaid, buffalo plaid, and the large one. So I'm kind of thinking the large. And I have a couple of them. I have like 3 of them. One of them's brand new. I don't think I've even used that one yet. And then 2. So I might grab the 2 old ones, and then we can do them all at the same time. And without having to wash the transfer or anything like that. So let's see what we got here. Put these down. And we'll do the woven plaid. I mean the large buffalo plaid. I also have houndstooth. I think that's too formal for this. I'm really kind of, I would do the woven plaid, but I don't think it's going to show up as much as the buffalo plaid. So, being on glass. Alright, so let's open up a couple of these. And I'm not even going to worry about them. I'm just going to center them. I'm not even going to worry about getting all the edge. So I might just actually start down a little bit and leave a border all the way around the same size. And then I'll have to add like another row here. I'm not going to use my new one. My new one will be way too sticky for glass. These, like, they're stickers, so they stick to glass really, really well. And then these old ones aren't very sticky anymore, so hopefully they'll stick just enough. You are so awesome. Love your life. Thank you, Tony. I do try to repost my lives on my YouTube channel, if you can watch them there. Okay, so let's take one. So you can see these are, you can see where I've used these many times. You can see even the pumpkin outline in here. So we just wash them and reuse them. In fact, I use them so many, I make sure I have 2 or 3 of these on hand. Okay, so let's leave a border, right? I'm not even sure this window's really that clean. Let me just wipe it with this damn towel. Probably should have washed this a little bit better. I think I washed it once, but the old paint's chipping off on it. Probably should seal in the paint with a matte sealer. But the dirtier the better, right? Alright, let's get this in here. I'm just going to try to center it, which would be left and right. And then we'll put another piece down here. I just want to kind of see how it lines up. We want to get our pattern plaid going in the same direction. These lines need to go in. Why am I not seeing it? There it is. So it'll be like right here. So I actually should bring it down so we have the same amount of space here and here. So I need to bring this down. A little bit. Let's see how it lines up. Something like that. So that's pretty close. Pretty close, pretty close. Alright. Nice having that second transfer there so we can see where we're at. I'm going to try to get all the, not all, I'm going to try to get most of the air bubbles out because this is an old transfer and it's probably stretched a little bit. And it's going to give us a sloppy pattern when we're done in print, but that's okay. I don't care if it's sloppy. But I still want it to be as down as flat as I can get it. Okay. We're going to use our candy apple red. And I don't want it too thick. but I also don't want it too thick. I'm gonna add just a little bit of water. Okay, mixing it. It's pretty good. I'm gonna run and get my 4-inch squeegee because I didn't know if I was gonna actually do this while I was still on live. So let me go grab that. Okay, this is the 4-inch squeegee. It's perfect for doing these large transfers. It goes a lot faster and easier. And I also need to prepare an area for my transfer to go once I'm done chalking it. I kind of have my sink full of my other transfers. Let's just run some water in there. Those in there. Okay. Let's get ready. We got a big project here. We got to be prepared. Let that fill up. And I got this big tub, which I don't have water in, but I'm going to just lay this over it so I have a place to put it until I get ready to clean. All right, here we go. All right. So just take some of your paste, and I'm going to put them on the solid areas right now. And remember, what we don't use, I will scrape back up and put back in my jar. So even if you feel like, well, that's a lot of paste, you're not going to waste it. You're going to put it back in the jar. Okay? So take your squeegee and pick some of it up. Start squeegeeing it down. I have a design on my glass door that goes out to my veranda off my kitchen that I did a year and a half ago. Yeah. And I never did wash it off. It's on the glass door. It's the Star Spangled Banner. No, that's not the name of the song. It's a patriotic song. But anyway, I just can't get myself to wash it off. I love it there so much. Alright, so I'm just gonna scrape all that I can down here. Don't think I need to get any more paste out, but we'll see. You can see how handy this big squeegee is for these big transfers. And if we take this, take all the extra off. I guess the amount of paste pretty well, actually. Okay, I think we have it all covered, except for right here. Alright, that's all extra I had was right there. So I'm going to put that back in my jar. And we're going to pull this up. Always pull straight across or up and down so that you're not stretching out your fabric. You can see how cute that's going to be. Ta-da! Now I'm going to fold this, and I like to fold it in half like this. So this is the chalk side, this is the sticky side. Fold it in on itself, and then I'll lay it in a pan of water, and And I like to hold it, or just hold it under the faucet. The water's running, and you just rub this back and forth like this and wash all that paste off. It's a good way to start. But right now I'm just gonna lay it in this big pan. And then we want this to dry before we lay the next one down. So we're gonna line it up perfectly, and we're gonna make another row right here. So we can have our plaid come down. So I need to let that dry. So you can get the idea. Well, when you just gotta make sure that you're lining up. There's stripes on this stripe here. There's teeny stripes on it. So you wanna make sure your stripes, you can see them on there. You wanna make sure the stripes are lining up in your blocks. So you wanna make sure you got it lined up perfectly, so it just looks like the pattern continues down. So that's what I'll have to be careful of doing, but we can't do that until that dries. And I didn't bring my hair dryer here, so I'll finish it up later. Or I could go grab a dryer. I could go do that. I have one loose. I'll go do it real quick. Then you can watch. Alright, let's plug this in. I'll plug it in down here. And we'll just blow dry this real quick. Hi, Corinne. Okay, we'll let this dry so we can lay down another row. To dry. So this is where I got my little lines lined up, and I'm actually going to try and lay this partially on the paper so it's not sticking to the whole thing. Okay, so we want to, let's see. Line up this one the best that we can. Stay back there. So these are chalked. So I need to chalk here down. Now, if you only have one of these transfers, you could definitely wash the one you just did, let it dry, and then put it back on. But since I have two, it's going to be a little bit easier to watch. And I'm just going to use the regular squeegee because I'm only doing this and this. I've been on a while, so I hope you're not getting too bored with me, but we're almost done. I like to skim down that paste so that you see the transfer underneath. Otherwise, you're just going to wash all that paste down the drain. So get a nice thin layer. You don't need all this extra paste just laying on top. So skim it down, squeegee it down. My nose is running. If I would get some off the edge here, it's super easy to wash off. In fact, you could just let it dry and then kind of scrape it off with your fingernail, or while it's wet, pick it up with a wet wipe or something. Okay, it's starting to dry, so we want to get it picked up. There it is. Woo! Did it. And I'm just gonna lay this back here somewhere where I can get to it and wash it. I got a lot of washing to do. Okay. So there. We have one little area that came in right here, and I can either scrape it down. It's super easy to get off when it's on glass. We're gonna let that dry. You can see the window now. And you'll be able to see the brick color in the back. So it's gonna be the cream color of my fireplace upstairs. It'd be cute to find a cute little pink or this poppy color wreath, something cute. I need to figure that out. Could make a rag wreath too with the little rags, maybe shorter strips, and make a little, like, find a heart-shaped wire and then tie on rags, the rag strips. So that would be cute too. I'll just have to figure out what I'm gonna do. So we got 4 pieces now to put on the mantle that's chalked. We'll have the love. So you can see how we can layer these on the fireplace. And we'll have our pig. And then we'll have our church window with the I love you down there. So you can see them all. We're gonna get them all layered up. And we'll see what it looks like. I got a red tin pickup truck, but he doesn't fit on the depth of my mantle. So I might have to put him down on the floor. But I think it's gonna be cute. So thanks for watching, guys. I know I've been on a while, but we got four projects pretty much done. I just need to finish finding a little wreath to hang on here, and then we'll get it all up in the fireplace, and I'll see what else I need to add to it, get my garlands made, and it's gonna be super cute. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your snow day if you're having snow today, and don't let those kids drive you crazy if you got little ones around. But happy chalking, and I will chalk with you later. Goodbye.